Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Estancia Lapacho, our Farming Simulator 17 Platinum Edition farm. See, we are still heavily encumbered with soybean. This is part 3 of our harvest here. You know, all these fields that we've worked on so far, we've still got all of this on field 6 still to go. Plus, on top of that, we also have field 14 and a little bit of field 4 still to go as well. So, still quite a fair bit of grain left to take off the fields. There you can see our bison making his way. He's probably about halfway through field 4 already, which is good. We're going to go unload this little shy of 15,000 litre amount into our grain elevator over there. Train is already parked up, ready and waiting. I'm curious to see just how much we're actually going to have to stick into the train once we're done. I'm getting the feeling we're probably looking at somewhere in the region of 100,000 litres, give or take. So quite a sizable haul is what I'm kind of predicting. I may be being a little bit over optimistic on that. I really don't know. I guess we'll find out. You know, once these fields are done, and they will be done by the end of this episode. As I say, we've got about a third of field 6 done. We've got most of field 4 done, and then we've got field 14 left to go. So not too much left now. We'll definitely get it all done in this episode. And then we'll get it all sold off as well, and we'll see just how much money we make. So slow though in this tractor, it's just moving at just 19 miles an hour. I do like these little starers, but they are a little limited in what we can actually do with them. I think it may be time to consider getting rid of them completely. I do quite like this one, the 105, just because it's quite a nice little tractor for using our sprayer and for pulling one or two of these trailers like this. It's not too bad at all. But the 180 is kind of limited in some respects. I mean, it's not helped by the fact that neither of them can have a front attachment. Yeah, they're just comforted with that mounted weight, and there's nothing we can do to get rid of it. So it does kind of limit what we can do with them to a degree. They don't quite have the power. Even the 180s don't quite have the power that we need for the vast majority of our equipment. Our cultivator and both of our seeders, our sugarcane seeders, need 220 horsepower. Or there or thereabouts, which is, above the available power of our 180, our little 180 there, by around 40 horsepower. It's quite a big amount. So ideally we could do with another voucher, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe a Massey, maybe like a 7700. I don't know. I don't want to go too heavy on the Massey equipment. You can see we're going to have to clean the edges of these fields a little bit. Possibly. Seeders are still plodding along. How are our combines doing? Where are our combines? I saw the bison. Where's the Massey? He must be down the bottom of the field. Is this guy Helper J? Yes, he is. You can see his light is flashing. Yeah, there's the Massey. Look, just creeping up over the hill. Look. Just coming into line with the building there. Still quite jerky around here. I mean, maybe it's these silos, but I didn't notice any lag or jerkiness when I was positioning and then working around them once they were placed. You know, when I was setting everything up after the cache injection. So maybe it's just the fact that we've got a crop on this field that's grown in now that's sort of contributing to that. Who knows? I'm not entirely sure what's causing that little lag spike that we get around that little section just there, but I mean, it's not too bad. And it seems to be only just over there. You know, once we're away from there, it's not too bad. That's that combine emptied. He should have enough space to finish that field off now before he needs to be emptied again. Let's go tag the Massey. So he makes his way down the field. It's going to be starting to fill up again pretty quickly. Making good time on field 6 as well. Might get to the point where it's going to start potentially getting into a stalemate heads-up position with our seeder. We're not too careful, just deadlocking each other, blocking themselves. Hopefully that won't be the case. Forward a little bit more, there we go. Oh, yeah, a little laggy jerkiness. Maybe it's just, you know, this mod that's running, you know, the Massey pack. May as well keep going to the end of the pass now. Almost there. What is this little building here? I don't think I've actually had a proper look at this. Ooh, really bad juddering. Ooh, look at that. Oh dear. Stay away from there. Yeah, it's got to be just some kind of mod conflict that's causing that. And those are going to be the next kind of fields that we look to acquire as well, fields 7 and 8. Wouldn't mind doing some sunflowers on this map, but we're way off from that. Again, we need the right equipment, and we just don't have it. How is the Bison getting on? Is he finished yet on that final pass perhaps, or has he got another one after that one? Let's have a look. That was on his final pass, excellent. So we can pull alongside and empty as he goes. first trailer was full. Yes, it is. Oh, no, not quite. Yeah, now it's full. There we go. He has finished, so let's move him over to this part of the field. Get him started. I reckon here. Because obviously we're working on a narrow working width, so the Massey's going to catch up to the Bison. That's still a decent amount to harvest, but with a much smaller working width. I think the Massey might beat him. Well, actually, I don't know. The Massey's got what, 3-4 times as much to harvest, maybe. That's fine. Yeah, we'll get the Bison to do that little patch down there, and then once he's done that, we're going to take the Bison and sell it. So just ride along with him for now. Just want to make sure that he turns the correct way at the bottom of this field and doesn't turn left. I want him to turn right and work his way back up on that side. There is the Massey. Right, which way are we turning? Moment of truth time. We're turning the right way, excellent. No need to intervene at all there. That's what we like to see. So I'm just going to sit here for a second. I think we can get a really nice thumbnail image once that Massey makes its way back up this hill with both combines in the shot. Here he comes. Yeah, he's bouncing away. Oh wow, actually. How's that for a shot? You can see all 4 of our vehicles on the same, working away on the same screen with the 5th one parked up, ready and waiting. That's kind of cool. Alright, so just kind of really don't have a lot left to do now until this harvesting here is finished. So for those of you that have been playing Seasons, how have you been getting on? Please do let me know in the comments. Anything you think I need to be aware of before I start my playlist. Any hints and tips. Anything like that. Ooh, someone's run out of seed. Or fertiliser or something. Run out of seed. Yes, there we go. Let's go top this one back up. We don't need to worry about topping the fertiliser tank up. We've got plenty, as you can see. It's all about getting our grain. There we go. Close the lids. Get lined up. There we go. Right, so where were we? Oh, yeah, we were going to unload the combines, weren't we? But we don't need to unload them yet. Although the bison's getting close. This guy's eating through C quite quickly. This one isn't too far behind, but yeah, made a decent impression on that field already. We'll keep running him till he runs out. Right. You see those combines are definitely getting closer together. Just not as quickly as I thought they would do. Helper E has a no, this is Helper E has a nearly full grain tank. Well, we are in position, ready and waiting. The question is, can we make it to the end of the field first? I hope so. We'll have to keep pulling them out to be able to finish unloading. To 90%, 91. I'm going to have to increase my HUD size. And that's one of the things I have noticed about seasons actually is, yeah, I run a reduced HUD on mine. I just like it smaller and easier to see. It doesn't mean it makes it quite tricky to read some of the numbers, even on my large TV. Like those percentage numbers, it does make it quite hard to see exactly what percentage I'm running at in terms of fuel and grain fill level and so on and so forth. But if you think that's bad, try reading the temperatures on seasons. When you're running with a HUD that's this size, it becomes really, really difficult. So I think I'm going to have to increase my HUD size just a little bit, just to make it easier to see my my weather forecast and my temperature numbers as well. So it is getting to the point where it's very, very hard to actually see what I'm looking at. The numbers are just so small. Yeah, we're empty. So we rip a huge chunk out the side of the tractor as we drive past it. It's clumsy. Spin this around. I do like how agile this combine is. So nimble in the turns. There we go. Right, let's go tag a little bit of the Massey, because otherwise I think it might potentially fill up while we're unloading. Just nip in front of the Valtra. There we go. again, it's a full trailer, so this is another 17,000 litres to load into the elevator. It's getting to be quite a large amount. I wonder how much we've actually got. I might actually take a sneak peek with the train, get an idea of just how much we've got there. Like I say, we've still got all the field 14 left to go as well as what's left here that you can see. So yeah, I don't think I even factored field 14 into my calculation. I think I did. But I may have to revise my original predictions. I honestly can't remember if I factored field 14 into my calculations or not. So we'll take a look when we get there at the elevator. We'll see just what the total in there is looking like. See how much we've got left, and then try and surmise how much we'll get off field 14. I think we'll probably get somewhere in the region of about 18,000 litres off field 14. I think, maybe I'm being a little generous there. Let's say 15,000 litres. Then I've got a good little bit of wiggle room either way. Big old spud farm here, or spud field. That thing would take an eternity to harvest. I mean, look at the size of this field. Field 29. Can you imagine going over that with a spud harvester? It'd take you hours and hours and hours to do. So long it just wouldn't even be funny. The sheer amount of time you would have to spend on that field. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Going this way. Oh, someone's run out of seed. That'll be the voucher. Hopefully he's not stopped in a compromising position. Right, so let's take a sneak peek then and see just how much we've actually got in the elevator. Now I could back a trailer up into the pipe just there, but what I can also do is I can jump into the train. Oh wow! I was way off with my predictions. We're already at 94,000 litres. So I'll start filling that grain hopper just there. We're going to get a lot more soybean than I predicted. I can't believe I got those calculations so wrong. Well, I suppose it's not that surprising. I haven't worked on any of these fields in this configuration before, so yeah, fields 1 and 2 are different to how they were before. Field 3 I've never worked, and it's, you know, a much smaller configuration than that it was before I bought it. Field 4 is smaller as well. Field 5 is non-existent. Field 6 is much bigger. So it's not that surprising. Is the bison finished? No, it's my other seeder. It's finished. We've finished planting wheat. So neither of our seeders are up and running right now. That's fine. We'll work around that. Oh, and here's what I said about these things disappearing into the ground. You can see the height difference as it moves along there, but you'll also see it along here as well, where they just kind of disappear into the ground a little bit. So you can see there that the edge of this mod is missing because it's actually buried in the ground. Just that little stretch there, you can see how much it goes down and then dips back up again by how much of the base is showing there. And it's quite a large amount. I think the bison has finished, you know. Well, it's just about to finish. Let's go refill this. Yeah, there we go. Helper G is finished. That was the Bison. So, yeah, everything's coming together now. It's quite good. Well, in that case, we're going to end up with a lot more money than I thought we were as well. There is the Massey, almost full. These Starers are amazing. Little seeders, really, really nice to use. I mean, they're nothing special in some respects, but I really like them. I think they've got a great look. You know, they're really useful. You know, direct drills with fertilising, decent working width, not massive grain capacity tanks, so they're not horrendously expensive. What, 30,000 or so? I suppose they could perhaps be a little bit cheaper, but I really like these little seeders here. Right. Of course, I cycled through the wrong way round. There we go. Let's get the 105 up and running. Unload this combine. And then when we get to the bottom, we can spin around and we can tag the Bison. And then we're just waiting on this guy. In fact, what I think I'll do actually is I'll get the Bison to finish this field off like this, and then I'll take the Massey straight over to field 14 and get him to work on field 14. He'll be able to run on that field for a little while with his large seed tank. So yeah, let's do that. Let's park up at the bottom of the field just here, like so. Let's get the Bison. Cycling through the long way round again. It's almost full actually, we probably better unload it. Alright, so that is the front trailer full. Stop the Massey. Get the spacing on this lined up. There we go, so let's park this now at the end of the field. Hopefully this should unload once he gets there. So now let's go back and move the Massey. Turned it off by mistake. What's the best way down to field 14 from here? I guess down the side of field 1. Save me having to cut through past the workshop and double back again past the animals. So yeah, we'll swing along the side of field 1, or the bottom of field 1, and come out by the airplane hangar, and that'll put us straight onto field 14. Need to figure out what I'm going to plant on field 1 as well. I'm thinking I'm probably going to plant more wheat on field 1 and also on field 4, and then have soybean on fields 2 and 6. That's what I'm thinking. I'm also going to have to roll back just a little bit of field 1, because this is a little bit too narrow for my liking. I mean, you can see this combine is just about, yeah, obviously, but the width of the header is just about fitting. But it's a little tighter than I would like for a main thoroughfare onto our farm. So yeah, we'll roll that back just a touch, I think. Just take a small margin off, just a couple of rows, maybe. Yeah, there is field 14. Our lovely lush grass there outside our house. Our knackered out prop plane there. Excellent, there we go. Right. Get this guy moved. Check that he's seeded all the way along here. Everything's fine there, look. Just check the other end of the field as well. Seeder isn't quite as big an object as the cultivator, so it doesn't seem to have the same collision issues that it was having earlier. That whole field is looking pretty clean. Yeah, happy with that. That's good. So, actually, we're going to do field 1, aren't we? So let's get started straight away on field 1. Is that bison full already? It didn't empty. Oh, God damn it. Didn't empty. Oh no, he did empty. I think. I'm not sure. No, he didn't. He should have done, but he didn't. There we go. Right. Get back on the grain again. Oh, look at nearly $6,500 of debt now. It's starting to mount up. We won't be able to clear it just off the trees, but we're going to be selling everything immediately as soon as the harvest is done, so I'm not too worried about that level of debt right now. Lassie's working nicely over here. Yep, still planting away quite nicely on this field. What's our fill looking like in here? Not too bad. Yeah, let's go. Empty the elevator again. I do know that we do have a little bit of an issue there. I might have to roll just a touch more off that field, but I'm trying to avoid losing more real estate if I can get away with it. And there again you can see another indicator of just how much what looks like a smooth surface isn't. And yeah, all that field is like that. All the fields are like that. They look like they're smooth and flat, and then you try and put something down, and they're just not. It does make putting placeables down on this map quite tricky. Well, depending on the placeable. Some of them are easier than others. But it's the same with the shed that we have over there, where all the sugarcane planting stuff is kept. Some trailers, that shed just doesn't want to place properly and flat on there. So you can see that part of the concrete base sticks up and sticks out, and other parts of it disappear into the ground. It's just, it's right on the edge of a slope, and that was about the best way I could place it while making use of that little area down there. So, not ideal, but making the best of a difficult situation, I think. So we had what, 93,000, wasn't it? 94,000, I think. Just added another load. That's really bad lag. I wonder if it's that tractor, I wonder if it's the Stara that's causing the issues. It shouldn't do. It's official content. But I wonder if that is what's causing the lag. I didn't notice it earlier. I'll keep an eye on that. And having originally proclaimed quite confidently that we were going to get all of our harvesting done this episode, I'm now starting to worry that we might, we might not make it. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would do. So I'll give it another 5 minutes or so, see where we are, and then what I may do is pause the recording until the harvesting's finished, because I want it all to be done with by the end of this episode. I don't want to have to carry this over into another episode again. I think 3 of harvesting our fields is enough. So let's go check on the bison. See how much progress has been made. Not that much. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to pause. So there's still quite a bit there on this field, and we've still got the rest of all of field 14 to go still as well. So I'm going to pause for a bit. I'm going to keep this running off camera, and then when you come back, we will be close to completing our fields. See you in a moment. Okay, so we are nearing the end now. You can see just got a very thin strip left on this field. The combine has just flashed to say these almost full. You should hopefully be able to get to the end with that thin strip before I need to empty him. Gives me time to quickly finish getting this refilled and replanted. There's that little patch there I was telling you about, where I do need to plough that. I'm going to do that in a moment actually, before I continue seeding this field. Just get the plough in there and correct that. What are we doing over here? Not long left to go, as you can see. For some reason the AI is back up to its usual tricks of not quite harvesting a full field. Look, there's a little bit of crop left on the end there, on that AI owned field. So let's empty the bison. Then we can take this over to field 14. There we go. The voucher has run out as well, so I need to get that topped up. But that's what I'm going to use to do the plough. And just correct that little gap just over there before I restart the 180. So yeah, we are very, very close to actually completing this epic soybean harvest that we've been working on, and yeah, we're going to have a lot more soybean to sell than I thought. I thought initially maybe 80,000, maybe as high as 90. Then I revised it to 90 to maybe 100,000. Yeah, we're way past that. We're going to be looking at around 120,000, so maybe even a touch more than that. So an awful lot to sell. And so even though we're selling it at a discounted rate as part of our deal with the government to get that grant, we're still going to make quite a nice amount of money. Still going to get quite a nice cash injection, which means that I'm actually going to have a little bit of a quandary. You know, we were thinking potentially let's just save the money for investing in animals, or maybe put it towards some equipment. I realised we're going to need, if we're going to be doing bales with straw on our wheat harvest, we're going to need a baler, and we don't have a baler. So there's a few different options that we have, but I want to try out the big baler, the New Holland big baler. So that's probably what we're going to invest in, and get an auto load trailer as well and try that out, because I haven't used the auto load pack since it came out. I'm really keen to give it a try. So this seems like a perfect opportunity to do so. And there's the fill warning for the Massey. Hopefully he'll be able to make it down to the end of the field before he runs out. We might even need to top up the fertiliser as well here, you know. This is running a little bit low. There we go, that's all of our fertiliser used up, so now we're just on seed. Can't tell which of the pallets it's coming from. There we go, that's full. So let's just stop here for a second. Make sure we empty the combine. And once again, I've cycled through in the wrong direction and gone through pretty much all of our equipment before getting to what I really wanted. But I need to remember to take the plough back with that seeder, so I can just touch up that last little bit of that field. There we go. So, comfortably going to have enough space left in the grain tank to harvest the rest of this field. So I'm only going to empty until this trailer is full. Like that. We should be fine, I think, for the rest of the field. Let's see. Oh yeah, more than enough space. So let's drop that. Let's go back in there and grab the plough. Way off, aren't I? There we go. I'm a lot further away from it than I thought I was. So I should still be able to connect up to the back of this to pull it. Yep, there we go. So we'll drop the seeder in position, then we'll go just grab that little patch of ground, fill that in, and then we'll come back and we'll resume seeding over here, and by the time we've done all that, we should just about have finished harvesting the soybean, so we can then unload the combine, take it over to the train and sell. So we're almost there, finally. So let's drop the seeder just there. Try and stay off the crop if I can. Should have turned the other way, really. Let's go tag a little bit of ground. Been quite an epic undertaking, really, to get all of this stuff harvested. I didn't think it would take 3 episodes, but we could probably do it in 2. Alright, so there we go. Let's just go across this way. Just get it all done in one single pass. Drop it down. Turn on. Create fields. Excellent. Job done. So now I can get this guy started again. We can drop this off. On the edge of a field somewhere. And continue seeding soybean on field 2. Which is almost done as well, so everything's coming together quite nicely, I think. Oh, we were going to start doing some sugarcane, weren't we? All right, let's put sugarcane on field 1. Let's get a field of sugarcane. I don't want to put sugarcane on field 6. That's just way too big at this stage. We still have a lot of other stuff that we need to be able to afford to buy before we can really go full on with sugarcane. But let's go get the last of this crop. Go straight to the trailer. I wonder if we can actually try and harvest. I doubt we can, but I wonder if we can try and harvest that soybean on the edge of that field there. I bet it won't let me, but I'm going to give it a go, just in the off chance, because you never know. It's probably just going to say, you do not own this field. Yeah, I didn't think it would let us. It was worth a try. Just see if I can cheekily steal a little bit of leftover crop from another farmer. Oh well, never mind. So, let's take this to the elevator. Where is the closest elevator from here? It's grain elevator 3. So rather than going all the way over to grain elevator 1, we're going to go drop this at grain elevator 3, and then we'll stop and pick it up on the way. I think that's just the easiest thing to do. Seeing as, yeah, you can see it's just there, look, just on the hill behind the water tower. It makes sense to just drop it here, and then we have to go past this grain elevator on the way to the transport company. So why go to all that hassle of driving all the way over there for the grain to then have to come back this way anyway? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Plus it'll take us an eternity with this little tractor to get all that way over there, so alright, there we go. So tip. Tip. And now we'll finish topping up this trailer. We're going to have to move on to the next one as well. 120,000 this first car will hold. The one behind it will hold, I think, 90,000 litres. There's only 120 litres or so that we put, or 1,200 litres that we put in there, but you know, we've obviously got what's left in the other elevator as well. So we're carrying 121,000 230 plus however much I just dumped in the other elevator, and I didn't actually look. But I'm getting somewhere around about 15,000 litres. So that's 135,000 litres. That's even more than I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd be having 120. It's even more than that. We're going to make about 150 grand, if not more. That's not too bad, but you can imagine just how much money we would have made if we were selling and we were making 1800,000, $1,800 per thousand litres. You know, we'd be making a killing, an absolute fortune. So a bit of a shame that we are missing out on all that extra cash, but we have kind of spent a lot of cash that we shouldn't really have had, so it all balances out in the long run. Making our way through there. Next grain elevator is coming up. Over the road, around the corner. There it is. One of my workers has finished. I'm guessing that is the voucher. Seeding the soybean. Start slowing down. What's our final tally going to be? Not quite. So 133,846 litres. That's a lot of soybean. And it's taken us a long time to harvest it. So, moment of truth time. Let's see just how much cash we are going to get. Even at only 12.73 per thousand litres, we're still going to make a very tidy little sum. Of course, we have got it across 2 trailers, so that last little bit is only going to sell at a substantially lower price. So now I have a bit of a quandary. Do I sell that last? Do I sell it first? I think I should sell it first, so it has a minor impact on the big 120,000 litre. But then, it's a tough one. Yeah, I think we'd make more money if we sold the small amount first, had a minimal impact on the price, and then sold the large amount afterwards, rather than the other way around. Because God knows what that price is going to drop to after we sell 120,000 litres of soybean. So we'll sell the small bit first, and see just how much the price actually drops. So we're at, what, 12.73. So we'll sell that first bit. That's 17.5 grand alone, and it's dropped to 12.56. So it's only dropped a little bit. We're still getting a reasonably strong price, and now we've got 120,000 litres to sell at that price. I can only imagine what it would drop to if we'd done this first. I guess we'll find out once this goes through. Another 150,000, so we made $168,000. That's a lot. And what did the market price drop to? 1,108. So we made the right choice. We definitely made the right choice. Right, so there we go. We have made a nice bit of cash. We fulfilled our obligations to the Brazilian government. Thank you very much for that loan. That grant. How much is the baling stuff going to cost us? Well, 12,000 for the trailer and 84,000 for that. So I thought we'd have about 100,000. I reckon we should probably invest in a big baler and an auto bale trailer. That's going to be what, 96,000. That's still going to leave us over 60,000 left. So I think that's what we might end up doing. But obviously, I did give you guys the option to vote. So this is the last of the 3 episodes I've recorded in this sitting. So I will wait and read the comments, and then I'll make the decision at the start of the next episode. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Estancia Lapacho very soon.